Okay, we're rolling. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a test, but we'll see how it works out. This is going to be the beginning of my series called The Power of Four. The reason I'm approaching this as fours is it may be novel to some of you and not others, but a long time ago I started teaching this way because students can get very intimidated by a white canvas or one white page. Also, you can tend to get confused. You start out with an idea, then another idea comes, then another idea comes, and you lose your way, especially when painting in abstract organization. So I was hoping that I could start this out with black and white, basically. And for me, I use black and white loosely. I like to use blacks and whites. Black, there could be Mars black, there could be iron, bone, ivory black. There can be titanium white, titanium buff. I like parchment, which is a Liquitex color, which is another white, and I like to combine them. So if you're just on a path to abstraction, you may not know exactly how to do it. It's fine to start with a subject. My subject is going to be from my head, and I'm going to start with an idea of a happy person. So I'm kind of a happy person. So let me kind of do that loosely, objectively. You know, here's my happy person. So these are my first marks. It doesn't matter, because all it's doing is helping me to establish, look at that, an intention. This is just a graphite pencil. It's a 6B, so it's very soft. And I'm also doing a happy person in the middle of the page. Okay? So I'm already thinking ahead. So rather than try to move it and erase it and what have you, I could go to my next square and do a monumental version of a happy person from this perspective, or a happy girl, which would happen to have curly hair, because I'm a curly-haired girl. These are just my simple intentions to get me going, rather than just doing a series of abstract marks. We're talking about a path to abstraction. Once I get to this one, I might not be concerned about establishing a recognizable subject of any sort. And so down here, I might, maybe I'll have the happy person looking in from the top. How would you know that person's happy? Maybe a little corner of the mouth could go there. But I think you get the drift. Let's see. And she's happy because she has a flower. Okay? All right, not the World Series. In my last one, let's see. Oh, maybe I'll just have the happy person from the legs. How could I do a happy person just by their legs? Okay, well maybe I put them in some goofy flood pants. And I do something with the toes. Happy person. Yeah, maybe they are on their toes. I don't know. Maybe they're kicking up some dirt. All right. It doesn't have to be this. If you want to look at a pot of flowers or you want to do your coffee cup, whatever. Mine is, a concept of a happy person. Now, it's not going to continue to look like this because as I start to see this, all I'm doing is I'm starting to see space. All right? But it doesn't matter because this isn't my end game. But if I just try to do everything in one square, I might get a little lost or nervous. So this is just to dispel all the fear. This is not the World Series, it's just paint, okay? So I'm gonna be a happy person painting, a happy painting, kind of like Bob Ross. But it's probably not gonna look like a happy person at all. It's just gonna have the feeling of happiness, hopefully. Although that's a tough thing to establish in black and white. It doesn't matter. It gets me going, and hopefully it will get you going. So in this one, I'm kind of putting all my information I can already see in the center. So maybe I'll just add some marker or something. Now, I don't really care if my happy person stays a person, all right? I'm just establishing some kind of focal area where I might want to put my information. I'm not so happy when this doesn't work, but that's okay. Okay, I kind of like those lines. Maybe there's a little bit of sweat and some marks. Okay, if I move on to this one real quick, yeah, I got some places to make some scribbles. All right, marks. But it doesn't have to stay a person, all right? This hand could become something else. And then I start to see negative space, and then I fill in the negative space. That could become checks later. And maybe if I make checks there, then I'll make checks here. So see, this is just helping me find what my intention is for each one of these. Because I don't know that yet. All right, down here, what do I like? I like the direction. It's kind of circular. You see that? Kind of circular. I'll draw a light circle, but it's not really necessary. But can you see that it's circular? So maybe this one I'm going to work in kind of a circular vernacular. So I'm going to embellish the circle to some degree. This one's vertical. Vertical can go up. Vertical lines tend to be hopeful lines. That's our study of line, but I'm not going to get into that right now. Right now, I'm just kind of establishing this person who's not going to stay a person, because I'm an abstract artist. So it might just start out with something like this. Maybe some shadows, and so on and so forth. So you see, I've already got 4 things started. Now, I'm not really interested in doing a cartoon, although that would be fun. What I'm interested in now is sort of establishing space. So in this one, I guess what comes to mind, all right? First thing that comes to mind is, I guess since it started out to be a person,